Fit the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You would run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walking, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe, nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Absolutely. Line them up. Drew Titan Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. We strong up in here. Like the video, share the video. Do this roll call real quick because I got some things that I want to address here. Black Gun Owners Magazine, salute. Jimmy Bernard, Dow Big G, Jamal Davis, Rod Neal, y'all must have forgot. Reef, my brother, what's good? Rick C, Burt, Big Joe Townsend in the building. Sam Mack, World Constrictor, Jeff Spark in the building. What's up? 704 Joe. Smash the like button, y'all. Robert Singleton, if I miss you in the chat, know that I love you. Everything I do, it's not by accident. And there's a bunch of things that I see. I've come to the understanding that I don't think that we're going to get it. As a unit, I don't think we're going to get it. Anthony Bolton, Cameron Fields, Michael Ray, salute. I don't think we're going to get it. But I wouldn't be who I am if I didn't point out the discrepancies that y'all don't see. And when things happen, don't wonder why, because I'm going to be right here saying, hey, man, I told you so. Told you. Monkey see, monkey do, right? So these memes that I do, there's meaning behind everything that I do. I don't just throw things together just for the sake of doing it. Because the peanut gallery is alive and well and is strong. And I watch the norm and do the opposite. And I align myself with individuals of like mind. Even when the individual of like mind, we don't agree all the time. But that's family. We can coexist. Amina, salute. And I watched Floyd Mayweather. Well, I ain't watch it. I saw it this morning, like highlights of him fighting John Gotti Jr. or John Gotti III or whatever it was. I didn't ask for it. I don't know if y'all asked for it. I don't know if y'all love Floyd to that degree. It's your business if you do. But it's a glorified minstrel show at this point. And this dude is tap dancing all over y'all ass. And if you paid for that, more power to you. If you was excited for that, more power to you. But you need to understand that this man, whether he liked it or not, he had a responsibility to the sport in which he never had to have a real job, which is done right by him, and he's generated billions of dollars. Not millions, billions generated, okay? And what has he left us, y'all? What has he left us? Y'all let me know what he's left us. Because this is a joke. This is a joke. It's disgusting. And to me, it's a minstrel show. And all I see is the legacy that he's leaving, following in his footsteps. So that's my introduction to this show. Sensei's in the building. Salute, Stormy.
Yo, what's good? Salute everybody. What's happening?
And here we are. So deeper than talking about Floyd Mayweather, I want to talk about how the boxing fans have not learned. Haven't learned anything. I wouldn't be who I am pointing it out. Like not pointing it out. But what is he doing? What are we doing? Is this cause to celebrate? What is this? And I saw my brother Blue Blood's video. I just saw it a little while ago. I think Shakur reached out to him and congratulated him on his win. And he referred to Shakur as Little TBE. So he's adopted him. Now, I want to remind y'all of something before the Shakur fans get comfortable saying, oh, we're getting co-signed by Floyd Mayweather. Let me explain something to you. Floyd tried to get Shakur fresh out of the Olympics, and Shakur was quoted saying, when he was asked, why did you go to Top Rank and not go with Floyd Mayweather? And his response was, there was just a lot of talk on Floyd Mayweather's end. So he didn't go with Floyd Mayweather's company. He went with Bob Arum. And I'm like, I don't know what's worse, but I do recall what he said. So now him and Floyd are on talking terms. And according to what Blue said, when he referred to him as Little TBE, people were saying, hey, he's taking shots at Tank. I thought him and Tank were good friends. I thought that was his little son, not even little brother, little son. Y'all do understand the age of the OGs is gone now, right? That term OG is a term of endearment. In a way, that's like it's like honorable. It's like this.
No, it was supposed to be honorable.
It was supposed to be.
I don't like it because it's very, just like a lot of other words and terms that they use, they've hijacked that and made it something that's not necessarily respectable.
Right.
And there's a lot of these guys of this present era, this Generation Z, that partake in it hopefully, and it doesn't mean what it's supposed to mean.
Right.
It's one of the reasons that I come hard at them when they say that to me, because I understand that you're ridiculing, but you'll never ridicule and pull the wool over my eyes, because I have a way of acknowledging senior experience life givers and livers. And I know the words to use. See, when you don't read, you don't understand what words mean. You can hear words used, but it doesn't mean that you understand what they mean and how to use them appropriately. How many times have I spoken about opening a book? It's the best place to hide something special and of resourceful intelligence. When's the last time any of these fools that want to throw that term around have read a book, have referred to a thesaurus or dictionary?
They don't even know what a thesaurus is anymore. They don't even know what a thesaurus is. They don't even know. I think I might be the last. I think maybe I was born in 75. I think maybe if you was born in 90, you might know what a thesaurus is. That's it. But what are these kids looking up to? Guys like Floyd? Look at his track record. And again, y'all, when y'all really think, when I come at Tank and I come at Shakur and I come at everybody else, find one time that I say that these guys was trash in the ring. I never said it. Not even about Lomachenko. Never said it. When you're an athlete, you're in the public eye whether you like it or not. Way back in the 90s, Charles Barkley did a commercial and said, I am not a role model. I think I have a soundbite here. Give me a second, I have it. He says, I am not a role model. Do y'all remember that? And the issue was, people said, hey, Charles.
I am not a role model.
There it is. They said, Charles, whether you like it or not, kids look up to you. They want to play like you. They want to have a demeanor like you. You know, and whether you like it or not. And they disagreed. Well, he disagreed, but I agree with that. Y'all ever really looked at a Kobe Bryant interview in the middle and towards the tail end of his career? Is it not like watching a Michael Jordan interview? Everything about Michael Jordan on and off the court, he tried to be like. Gameplay and how he approached interviews, voice and everything. It's the highest level of complimenting someone. And when people watch you, I say this about YouTubers all the time, you have a responsibility. I didn't go to school for journalism or anything like that. I turned this camera on and this is me. For those that have met me in real life, this is me. And I have a responsibility. And the first time I actually understood that was when I went to Vegas and I had complete and total strangers, American and from the UK, that showed me respect. I didn't know them. You know what I mean? And I said, man, I have a responsibility. So this is me. And I look at a guy like Floyd Mayweather, how he's moved in and outside the ring. I never said Floyd was trash in the ring. There were some things I'd like to see him do or had done towards the tail end of his career, and he didn't do it. It's whatever. But the man does have a responsibility, whether he liked it or not. And what has he done with that responsibility? There's a list of stuff. I mean, things that he said, how he's behaved in reference to his own community, to the unsolved mystery of his baby mama being found dead in a car. All of these things are around him. All of these things. I never said he was a principled person, but at some point I did defend him because you're not going to attack any black person racially on my watch. But for him to turn around and stab us in the chest when we protesting Gucci, he's dropping 8 mil in Gucci. Nah, you're not my brother, dude. You're not. So I had to let him go. Just like I told you I had to let Tank go, I had to let him go, man. I let those dudes go. And when I give you that analogy about what if the Legion of Doom actually beat the Justice League and now you got a bunch of villains running around. They can't coexist. They're going to turn on each other. There's no compromise. Ain't that what happened with Floyd and Tank? Now they're not friends no more. And if they kiss and make up, you believe it? So now he's calling Shakur little TBE. What happened to your man Tank? He's still undefeated. He's still got a high KO ratio. What's he doing? You see what I'm talking about? And now Shakur running around with Eddie Hearn. Salute the Art Man. Art Man put out a video of what Eddie Hearn said about Shakur. I forget how long ago that was, but I remember him saying that. I forget. It was like maybe a couple of years ago. He called him frighteningly boring or something. You know how the British people talk. He went from that to signing him. I mean, really think about what I'm saying here. Boxing fans have not learned, learned nothing. Didn't Black tell y'all this is like the WWE now? You wonder why there's no more trail boxing talk? This is getting like exhausting to talk about. Let me give you another bit of information. Myself, Blue Blood, Fanon, all of them got other YouTube channels. You know that? I got Pep Talk. I got Bear Cave. Fanon, his new YouTube channel popped up on my algorithm today, and I said, "Is that somebody clowning with his face?" And I clicked on it. No, it's him. I said, "Oh, he got another YouTube channel where he's talking about things that are really not boxing related." Blue Blood, same thing. You know why? Because there's going to come a point where we're just not going to want to talk about this anymore. This is exhausting. I'm telling you it is. We're going to leave you to the people that want to push personal narratives and entertain. We're going to leave you to the Mean Gene Okerlunds of the world. And that's going to be your boxing plug. Because I'm tired, bro. It's 2024. And Floyd Mayweather he's giving you a full minstrel show. What is he doing in the ring with John Gotti's son? What is he doing there? Why is he there? Why is he not giving back into the sport that made him a billionaire? Why is he not harboring these kids? You think Floyd couldn't put together a tournament? And it could have been Tank, Shakur, Devin, Frank Martin. And throw a cash prize at the end for who wins. Don King did it. You know what he did it with? He did it with Keith Holmes, Bernard Hopkins, Felix Trinidad, and William Joppy. In like 2000, 2001, when 9/11 happened. I remember that. You mean to tell me Floyd doesn't have that much pull, but what does he do instead? Drop money on Gucci, women, and starts fights with kids he's supposed to be mentoring. Is that an OG? Is that an OG? Absolutely not. Salute to Darius Marquise Wilder in the Strong House, man. Salute to you, good brother. Much love. Salute to you, good brother. Thank you. When are y'all gonna be tired of Floyd? I don't know. You tell me, man. I don't get it. Go ahead, Stormy.
No, I said it's an old goofy. That's about it.
Yeah, that's what he is. That's what he is. Take over for me 1 second, Stormy.
All right. Let me see where the subs at. Listen, man. It's time for people to wake up and stop listening to angled epithets that come from people who push narratives and everything. Start looking into things and investigating for yourselves. We have a lot going on, bringing content on a day in and day out basis, but it truly works against us when people can't check sources and resources and see for themselves. I was listening to someone earlier this morning talk about that very notion, and saw some familiar names in the chat there and everything, but it really speaks of like where your support really comes from and where it doesn't. Why people choose to continue to support Floyd Mayweather, I don't know. He's already like Drew said, stabbed you in the back. He's shown you that he's not a brother, he's not a friend, not even to the people who support him or the so-called fighters that he has signed to his promotional company, fighters that he has brought up in his graces. Floyd is in a deeper part of this whole machine that he has aligned himself with, and that is of no benefit to you as well. You can actually lose your life running around a part of this foolishness and don't even know it, because nobody's going to tell you. Though it be a brotherhood, they're not your blood brothers. Two different things. But they will have you bleed out for them. And it can come at any time. It doesn't matter with your success. It doesn't matter if you fail. It just, you're another person on the roster. When they want to throw another log on the fire, your number can come up. And unfortunately, the way that they operate, there are other people who can become a part of that as well. And what is Stormy talking about? You have to read. You have to research. You have to look into things and investigate for self. Because guess what? Some of these bigger channels out here, they are a part of it too. Yeah. And they sell themselves to be where they are, to have access, to have the numbers, to have the income, all of that. The book of Revelations tells us that there will come a time when man will not be able to buy, sell, or trade unless they have accepted and taken the mark of the beast.
Uh-oh. Don't get the preaching on them. I don't think they're ready, Stormy.
Of course, they're not ready. But that doesn't mean that the word is not supposed to be put out there.
That's right.
Because the master has said, this word will be preached to each man in all nations before the end comes. That's what it says. So even if it's coming by way of me through me, it's not me. Truth can't be suppressed. It can't. But deception, thievery, trickery, that can be brought to light. So when you look at people who are in prominent positions, whom you seemingly have dedicated a sense of support for and given of yourself and given preferential treatment, focus, this is all aligning. It's aligning. But how did we get here? We get here by getting too far away from real truth. And what is real truth known to be associated and affiliated and attached to and resourced from? The Creator. When is the last time any of you have said a real prayer? When is the last time that any of you have said anything of a blessing nature to a brother or sister that is unfamiliar? Not just who you know and love.
That's right.
Maybe he who you curse. Think about it. And then you wonder why your fortunes or misfortunes be as they are.
Stop right there for a second. So glad you said that. As you're talking, that last part you just said, your fortunes or misfortunes, you wonder why they are where they are. Just this Friday, I had an absolute fool that I don't deal with, I haven't dealt with in a couple of years, just pop up on my live in the chat. And I ain't gonna get into it, but y'all, if you were here, you saw it. And then come to find out that the fella has a serious medical condition. And even in his serious medical condition, he was in the chat talking about he's not sick. Ask my doctor. He was screaming and hollering like I took it as him screaming and hollering like a kid. If your heart doesn't work, because he needs a heart transplant, Stormy. If your heart doesn't work, that means you're sick, you're not well. And he's waiting for a heart transplant. But I'm bringing it up for a reason. Haven't dealt with that guy. I haven't said his name until that day on my network. Through all the trials and tribulations he's gone through, and his content was made to completely contradict myself and everything that we hear, whether you're LDBC or not. If you're here, I like to think that we're somewhat of like mind. We don't have to agree on everything. but he was building his platform off of going at us in particular, me in particular. And I just stopped dealing with him and things of that nature. And then he pops up, and then the brothers in the chat did a little research, and they said, well, check this out. Come to find out, he's waiting for a heart transplant. My point of bringing that up is, fella, you got other things in your life that you need to be concerned with. The last place you need to be is in my stream, even associating with me. Because according to your words, I incite violence. That was his words. And he had other things he needed to be worried about than coming over here and disrupting me. I don't care if he said good morning. No, he knew exactly what he was doing, and he got what he was looking for. He got what he was looking for. We're not friends. I don't like him. He don't like me. So instead of praying to God and doing what you need to do to make your day go better, what made your day go better was trying to interact with me, someone who you deemed as violent, inciting violence in the boxing community on YouTube. I don't deal with the boxing community on YouTube. I deal with the LDBC. And we have our own little thing going on over here, and y'all come over to us. And I hope y'all saw that, because that proves my point. And insult to injury, there was another person that did the same thing. And put in the chat, where's that person now? And I did nothing to that man, that brother. And now this is brother number 2. Did nothing to him. He shows up. I'm like, whoa, 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 what are you doing here? Go away. Get away from me. Oh, I didn't even know you were sick. Don't tell me that God's not real. When I tell you I pray every day, I pray every day. Yes. And I also pray that these dudes leave me alone, man. God's always watching. Now, I'm not saying that what they're going through had anything to do with because they're dealing with me or trying to off me, but I'm saying, you hear me say 100%, you get what you put out, right? So I'm led to believe I'm not the only person they were putting out that negativity with. That's how I'm viewing it, because I don't bother anybody. That was meant for me to see. Now, if he finds me entertaining to the point where he was just de-watching me all that time, and he felt the need to say something, he didn't come on here and say, yo, can I hit you up on the email? I gotta apologize or whatever. He didn't do that. So he hasn't learned. And this is the topic today. Boxing fans have not learned. He hasn't learned. He hasn't learned. You let him tell it. All he said was, oh, all of this from Good Morning. No. You got to address me. Drew, my bad. Can we talk after the show? We got to get right. And instead of doing that, he comes in there like it's all good, like nothing happened. Violating Deontay Wilder. Going against everything that we said over here. And now you're going to walk in the door like nothing happened? No, bro, I don't want to be around you. Then I found out you need a whole heart transplant. And then you're in the chat line. Because remember when I asked him, I said, are you sick? He said no. And you're absolutely sick. And what did I tell him? If you was building bridges instead of burning them, I don't know if you'd have made that 15 grand, but you'd have had more than 860. If you was building relationships instead of burning them. That's God.
And see, as much of mockery that the LDBC gets, as much of ridicule that we get, as much as the disrespect that is shown, the one thing the nucleus of us has remained and gotten stronger is that we are a united front, a united community. That does not mean that we all agree on the same things.
Right.
It doesn't mean that we all eat the same food and sleep in the same beds and all of that foolishness that people will try to throw out there as diversions and distractions. But what it means is that we have adopted a sense of what community really is supposed to mean. And because now today, the hijacking of what's intent and what's purposeful has been done away with, a lot of people out there are misconstrued. Even when you have someone of senior nature advising you and telling you and instructing you against your attackers, you know, for your better interest, you go against that because it's popular.
That's right.
But understand that the road to hell is popular too. It's a whole lot of people riding that path. But see, it's not about being popular. It's about being clear. That man that came into your chat, and I watched that show, I was right there, the entire show. I was just shaking my head because when you asked him one important question, he couldn't even be honest about that.
He lied about it.
Now think about this. When you heard me speaking about blessings earlier, just a moment ago, how many blessings could have been blocked by his dishonesty?
There you go.
You see how I brought it right back around?
That's right.
Because he was there for ill intent and purpose. He was found out, but even by being found out, he couldn't come to the court and say, hey man, you're right. There's a lot going on. And I realized that I may have been wrong about a lot of things. And I just wanted to be here because I can feel or sense that there's something better happening or whatever. But see, that's called humility.
That's right.
These so-called ones who throw that term around that I said I don't like, they don't have that.
That's right.
Shakur Stevenson, whom you got on the thumbnail that we're going to be talking about as well, he doesn't have it. When people were being critical of him, not hating him, but just saying, man, you got to apply yourself a little stronger. You got to do some things to win the people over to say that you are what you say you are. The first thing he does is flip everybody off.
Yep.
The people who buy the tickets. There's nothing that Hearn can do or sell to make people buy those tickets that you flipped off. And when he tells you that you can't sell a dinner at your church dinner outing, listen, what you gonna do? And understand that that's a man from a different country. He ain't from Newark. He ain't. You're gonna have to grow up fast. And in this particular sport that you're participating in, it's one of the fastest teachers that you can ever know. Because there's lessons at every waking turn. And all those wolves, what they'll do is just make money off of you. And when they're not making no money off of you, when they get to that point that they can't even break even, your behind is gone.
find the Art Man posted. I laughed, man. This one, because he has two Instagrams, I believe. Thought I saved it. Y'all awake yet? I think it's this one. Here we go.
He's so fucking boring. How old is the guy? 27, 26. Like Shakur Stevens, he's so...
Sorry.
How old is the guy? 27, 26. Like Shakur Stevens, he's so fucking boring. How old is the guy? 27, 26.
Right. Turn right around and welcomes him to the team. But I know I can't be talking about you know, I'm not a zookeeper. I can't be talking about Eddie Hearn and stuff like that, right? The fella that I was talking about, he's a direct reflection of everything we want to avoid and things that we see in the sport of boxing. So when I tell y'all, boxing fans have not learned, I mean, I really mean that. Can I ask y'all a question? If you was close to a fighter and he had all the talent in the world, or she had all the talent in the world, would you trust that fighter in the care of Floyd Money Mayweather? Stop. The answer's no. The answer's no. Look at the relationships that he single-handedly wrecked. Devin Haney, who's done nothing wrong. All he's done is try to fight the best and prove he's the best. And the hatred for him, it's not really him. It's him, but it's also his dad. It's like, what are y'all doing? What are y'all talking about?
If I'm not correct, didn't Floyd have a young fighter die a few years ago?
He did. That was, holy crap. One of those fighters he had died.
It was someone young who hadn't really got going good yet, right?
Yeah, I believe so. There was a guy that I knew, I'm not going to say his name, grew up in my neighborhood. I knew him personally. He was a part of the Money Team. He was a rapper. The night that he fought Conor McGregor, I think the next day he was found in the desert dead. Now they got the person that did it. But I was never clear on what the hell was even going on there. Dead. He has a rap video here, and he was, with the TMT shirts and all of that stuff. I said, all right, bro made it. But it's like I look at Floyd, and I'm like, what's really going on around there? And never forget, Shakur said, I remember him saying it was all talk on Floyd Mayweather's side. And he went to Top Rank. Didn't understand that move either, but it happened. Yes, I'm saying that this guy's bad news. It's bad news. When are y'all gonna learn? Why is he still fighting in the ring? He don't love the game like that. Something else going on there, man. He's not a mentor. He's not something to look up to. If you want to just keep it boxing, maybe. But if you ain't got the athletic ability to do what he does, keep it there.
Now watch
Don't
this.
tell me.
Have you heard of a Queensberry Matchroom, Top Rank, Skyboxer? Have you heard of their young fighters dying?
No.
Questionable deaths?
Nope. Let me ask y'all a question. Danny Gonzalez? Hold on. That sounds familiar. Was that him? Oh, it was him. That was like 3 years ago. It was Danny Gonzalez. Okay. Look. And he got shot. I remember that. I didn't remember the circumstances, but the hell?
I only threw that out there to make people start thinking, man.
Y'all don't see a pattern with Floyd? Y'all don't see it? Now, y'all might get on here and say, I might get some Floyd Mayweather unconditional lovers saying, why you tearing the brother down? That dude tore himself down, man, a long time ago. He made it clear he don't care about us. He don't care about us, the fans, as people who support the sport. And he definitely don't care about black people. And that's outside of the court, because Floyd he has a fan base that's multicultural. But black people, you can forget it. Pack that up. And you
remember what he said when what happened with Devin Haney and about Ryan Garcia. Nope. What we're not going to do is talk about those kind of things. But isn't he always butting his nose, his face, his riding boots in everyone else's affairs at any other time?
Wait a minute, Stormy. Didn't he say Kovalev beat Ward the first time?
Oh, yeah.
That's what he said. He said that. We're not going to do, we're going to be fair. I think Kovalev won. And Andre Ward ran it back because he had to, because that's what they do to us, Floyd. And by the way, do y'all see why I said these ignorant Negroes shouldn't be walking to no ring with a sombrero on their head? First of all, it's disrespectful to the Mexican culture. Why would you do that? Can you imagine?
It's double disrespectful when you put it on backwards.
Backwards. Put the damn thing on backwards. Yo, imagine if Canelo Alvarez came to the ring fighting a black fighter and he wore a dashiki and a kufi on his head. We would lose our minds. The fight could very well be in Ghana somewhere. But we'd be on here talking about, why is he wearing a kufi and why is he doing that? Why is he mocking black people? You know it. But every time I turn around and see these I see these dudes wearing sombreros to their head. Do you understand why I partied when Chris Sherbert? Shout out to El Rayo. I was so glad he cleaned his clock. I was glad. I was in here backflipping and partying. I probably tore my meniscus way back then. Knocked him out into a plank. I was like, yes! I ain't celebrated like that in a long time. He deserved it. Because my people, these people, they don't support. And I said, who told this kid this? I bought every Floyd, when Floyd Mayweather was an active fighter, I bought every pay-per-view. I've taken days off for work to watch him and support him. Just for him to give me his ass to kiss? Are you crazy, man? Are you crazy? I don't even know you like that, brother. But it's like that, it's like that. And then I'm watching how he treated Andre Ward, how he treated Deontay, what he assisted in being done to Devin Haney. What he did to Tank. And y'all know I don't even like Tank at all. But he did it to him.
When has Floyd come forward and said, that Lomachenko need to run it back to a couple of different guys. When has he come forward and said Teofimo needs to run it back against a couple of different guys? When? When has he butted his nose in those folks' affairs? And let's not get like, oh, he don't do that because they're not black. He butted his nose in Ryan's affairs. Did he not?
Sure did. For the good of Ryan, though.
You can't have it both ways, people. Shit only runs down. It don't run up. But some of y'all don't know how far high it comes from. Especially when you got your head up somebody's ass.
See, some of you guys haven't learned, and I see what you're saying, BPMV, but try and follow what we're talking about here. We're talking about the lack of integrity of Floyd Mayweather. That's what we're talking about. I'm not talking about history and blacks being in Mexico. Did y'all know Mexico got one of the largest black populations in the world? I looked it up and it threw me off. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about the lack of integrity of Floyd Mayweather and the legacy that this guy's leaving behind. Now, I already told y'all, I told y'all my detest of Tank Davis. But really think about it. Who enabled this behavior? Floyd. Floyd did. This was Floyd. Isn't it y'all that told me that the reason why Tank didn't knock out Lomachenko 5 or 6 years ago is because of Floyd? But then I say, how could that be when Leonard Ellerby told us that Tank picks his own fights? So somebody's lying. But here's what I do know. We never got the fight, which is all I wanted. You think I didn't want to see Tank knock the hell out of Vasily Lomachenko? I needed that to be stopped. So really, Floyd stopped all of us from enjoying Tank knocking out Lomachenko. You ever looked at it that way? Now let me tell you how dysfunctional this is. Tank just said, you know what, Shakur? Go run it back with De Los Santos. And then come talk to me. Here's my opinion on that. Rubbish. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why. That is totally a Floyd move. I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why I'm saying that that's a duck on Tank's end. I'm going to tell you why. De Los Santos could probably beat Shakur. Why are you throwing Shakur in the line of fire? You don't want to be the person to give Shakur's first L?
Stupid butts.
There was no blueprint because he was running from De Los Santos. There was no blueprint. Or are you hoping he gets beat and you ain't got to deal with it?
Stupid butts.
You don't want to give Shakur's first L? What are we doing here? Guess what, y'all? I still think that that's a duck on Tank's end. You know why? Coach Cal said too much. Coach Cal said too much. Never forget, Coach Cal said in that quote, why we want to take that fight if he's not going to let us do what we do, D-E-W, D-E-W. So you want him to get in the ring with a guy he needed track shoes for in hopes that he either gets busted up or finally loses, that this dude, that Dominican brother throws something and knocks him out or hurts him. Then you want to fight him? I'm sorry, that's a duck. I don't care what Tank said. It's still a duck. Hey, man. Sugar Ray Leonard was ducking Marvin Hagler for how long? Even told Marvin Hagler at a function to his face, I know y'all want to see us get it on. And he looked at Marvin and said, unfortunately, that'll never happen. he gets in the ring and fights John the Beast Mugabe, now Sugar Ray's magically ready to fight him. Stormy, am I lying? Did that not happen?
It happened.
So what is Tank doing? Have you learned nothing? Now there's a handful of people saying, nah. Sugar Ray waited to see a chink in Marvelous Marvin Haggle's armor. He waited. And a lot of us saying, yeah, he waited. 50 years later, I'm looking at Tank saying, go run it back with a guy that he beat already. Excuse me, who only has to run things back when they're close? Black fighters. I'm still waiting for Canelo to run it back against Erislan V. Lara, and Canelo won that.
Black fighters aren't given the grace of being able to win close fights.
Right, because Floyd told Andre Ward, go run it back with Kovalev. After the world told him to run it back with Maidana and Castillo. And he's out here telling other black fighters he's treating black fighters like how the white people treated him.
To win close fights, to pull out close fights means that a fighter has something a little bit going when it's not for a knockout or it's about power. Being able to secure the rounds and come out on top, when, like Devin did against Vasyl Lomachenko. You see, close fights for the other man is a way for them to continue that ship and allow them to be lucky and be in the graces of others. But when black fighters are winning close fights, it's got to be something shaky about that. But you complain about when they're knocking guys out, like when Deontay was knocking people out, there was no question about judges' scorecards in his fights. But then you want to claim he couldn't box. But prior to him, Floyd was winning and outboxing guys, and then you said, but he ain't knocking nobody out. You see, this whole thing is a bunch of foolishness. That's why when guys are able to face the quality opposition that they need to face, regardless of who wins or loses, it's the fact that you stepped up to the plate to test yourself against your contemporaries. I will forever remember you for having done that. But when you haven't done that, you become a vague, if any, type of memory. When you're talking about past boxing dignitaries.
Let me ask y'all a question. Rolly Romero runs with Floyd, right? Nothing's changed, right? He's a Floyd Mayweather fighter, right? Why didn't Floyd tell Rolly to run it back with Ismael Barroso? And Rolly technically won that fight. Premature stoppage, we all know that. We know that. We nicknamed Ismael the Elder because he's old in the face. But apparently, he could crack. Ask O'Hara Davies. Holy cat. Oh my God.
Why didn't they make Barroso fight Pitbull?
Why not?
You see,
why not?
That was something that should have and could have happened, right? It should have. He should have been right there for that opportunity after Pitbull lifted that belt off of Rolly. Barroso should have been the first guy to look at.
Because he had a knockout win over O'Hara Davies, which was, no one picked him, O'Hara Davies, to lose that fight. Well, you know what? Let me not say that. Y'all look up the betting stats. But O'Hara Davies was not, look, Ismael Barroso was not favored to win that fight. That I know. It's ridiculous. This is real talk right here, man. Rolly had a tough fight and a win. He wasn't told to run it back. But let me throw this up here for a second. This is something Coach Cal said black on black fights don't sell, but he wants to see Boots versus Brian Norman Jr. First of all, I'm not saying that did Coach Cal say that? I didn't hear him say that, but if he said that, it wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me because he said a lot. So Root Exposure, I'll take you at your word. But that's a good point. If Coach Cal really said that, why does he want to see Boots versus Brian Norman Jr.? If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. That fight, there's something going on there now. I'm still getting news on that on the inside on what's going on with that. That's why I haven't spoken on it yet. But why would he want to see that? If black fighters don't sell. Oh, I'm sorry. That's just how it is. And once again, Coach Cal really said that word for word. Why are they getting mad at us when we say, man, look, all Tank has done is fighting Lopez and Gutierrez and Garcias, and he just now fought a black fighter. And I'm not giving him credit for that either. You know why? He looked Frank Martin right in his face and said, yo, you're drained. I was like, God damn it. Again, why do these dudes say these things out loud? Boxing fans have not learned. Learned nothing. You're just waving pom-poms. Some of you guys are just waving pom-poms at this point, man. Stop. Stop, man. It says Ismail been blackballed for being high risk and low reward. Probably. I mean, let me ask y'all a question. And I'm not being funny. Go to his box rec and look at his face. How do you market him? He looks like a monkey. He's not a handsome dude. How do you market him? And he's probably a guy that could stop a lot of things going on at what's he at 140? He could stop a lot of things going on there off of his talent and natural ability.
Welcome to Mayorga 2024.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, let me look that up. How old they say he is? We call him the elder. He's 41, y'all. Yeah. He don't got a lifespan. I mean, whatever he got to do fast. He got a fight coming up.
But I'm gonna tell you something. With a fighter like him, it doesn't matter how old he is, because he's a fighter. He is a professional fighter. He will get in there and give anybody he gets in there with a hard time.
Yeah.
Because there are guys like that are in this sport. And I'm going to tell you something, just like you said a moment ago. How do you market that? You're supposed to market it by giving him his matches.
Yeah.
This is not a beauty contest, although they've turned it into that. Remember, there were always fighters who weren't necessarily the beauty of the week. Okay?
Yeah.
But the sport was substantiated by their prowess.
That's right.
Inside those ropes. Yeah. And see, the shift has to come, because it's just like now when you turn on the news. I don't know if you've noticed this. I don't like to watch a lot of television, but I've seen this. When you do the news and they get to the weather now, there's always some woman with her boobs out and a shapely fitting dress on and all of that. It's like, I remember the weatherman used to be a dude standing up there in a little suit or whatever with the clicker in his hand showing you the map and where the weather's hitting and all of this. Now it's like some woman on there. And it's like, why is that? Is that eye candy or something? It's like, or do you need somebody just to tell you what's happening with the weather?
Right.
A lot of this stuff is foolishness, and people buy into the foolishness. I don't need them to be standing around in their little skirts and stuff trying to tell me what's happening with my sport of boxing. You got the round card girls, ain't that enough? But then they got to be standing there like they're experts too. Well, get the real experts.
Right.
Get the Clarissa Shields and the Katie Taylors and let them stand there and talk about the fights. They the real experts. So what are we doing here? That guy, I mentioned his name out of the blue. Nobody knew I was going to say that. Hell, I didn't know I was going to say it. But it's true. He should have got his chance. But fortunately, Pitbull ain't a champ no more. And just maybe Rayo might get a chance to fight the guy. And it'll probably be a damn good fight and title defense for him because people didn't want to give him the credit anyway. And as long as he's got his thing going with the Robert Garcia Boxing Academy, Rayo gonna be okay.
That's right.
Because there's quality business going on over there for those guys.
Is he not, when we discuss trainer of the year, does he not lead the charge?
For me, for right now, he's leading the charge.
Yeah. Yeah. By the way, we're talking boxing, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking boxing. And it's supposed to be differences are settled in the ring. Who's a better fighter in the ring? And what am I met with? 100%. I'm asking what's up with Tank and Shakur, and I get monkey business. I get, oh, no, don't worry. He's going to send it. Don't worry. If I was waiting on Tank and Lomachenko, and I'm telling you, it's been 5 years. And then when he finally sends it to Loma, Loma wants to start playing games. I mean, have y'all not learned? A lot of y'all were kids or not born. I don't know how old y'all are, but I remember the Floyd Mayweather Manny Pacquiao fiasco. Do you know I had a relative, by the time they fought, when their names were being mentioned in the same sentence, he was a freshman. He was a freshman in high school. By the time they actually decided to get it on, it was his first year in college. He said, oh, they fighting for real now? He said, man, well, you've been fussing about that all through my high school years. And I say, man, yeah, you going to college now. Sidebar, Boxing Savage says, Troy Graham was really trolling you, big dog. I understand, but you know what? Watch this, yo. Watch this, Boxing Savage. You can't troll this.
And Boxing Savage, are you trolling since you just created your account a few days ago?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe you're the one trolling since you come in here using that word. Nobody had been talking about trolls until you come in here talking about trolls. So how about you hightail your ass the fuck out of here?
You control me. You can make 1,000 videos about me. All I know is that time reveals all truth. The man needs a new heart. And if he doesn't, why is that pickup? And he has a what is that, a GoFundMe? Look, the joke's on him. You can't troll me. The joke's on you. 100%. 100%. The joke's on him. Would stay real? The joke was on him. His page is still up. Go give him some views. Go to his page, put in my name, and see what comes up. 1,000 videos. Talking about my physique. Got pictures of Paul Dillette with needles in his arm, saying I look like Paul Dillette. Man, I wish I had enough time in the day. I would look like him, physique-wise. I don't have time, though. He's a legendary bodybuilder, if y'all don't know who Paul Dillette is. You know what the bottom line was? He was a brittle diabetic and he died. And who told us? Who broke the news that he died? His daughter. You want to know why that's like poetic justice? You want to know why? Because Wood Stay Real is the same dude that threatened to sexually assault Black Fight Fan's daughter. Or daughters. I don't know how many kids he got, but he got baby girls. He did a video on YouTube and did that. And when we was about to get busy and call the state of the city of Baltimore and share that video and say, you got to go get this guy's threatening a minor, he took the video down. That's a true story. And he was doing it and he was talking to himself in the mirror. But y'all so quick to, anybody that talks crazy about us, y'all so quick to jump on their coattails. You don't know that they're crazy. That man really did that. Well, I can't say whether he's in heaven or in hell, but I'm hoping he's having a good time because the joke was on him. I'm like, why is he always talking about my body? He was sick. Why is Trogram on my sausage? He's sick. He's sick. That's a super chat for you right there, Stormy.
Yeah, I see it. I'm responding to him now.
I got it up on the stream, y'all.
Salute to
It's 40 ounce sniper.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Thank you for that.
Yes, sir. So as you can see, don't I always tell y'all, I mean, we're human. Sometimes I do respond, but you really ain't got to do anything, do you? Just let it go. Because I know what time it is. And counting. I ain't got 500 videos with other YouTubers' names in it. I don't. I really don't. I may have responded maybe 3 times to people directly, and that's it. That's it. So anyway, we're talking about boxing. Because again, but it's all relevant. Boxing fans have not learned. Trolls have not learned. You haven't learned. This Floyd Mayweather fiasco, it runs deep. Why is he even around? Let me ask y'all a question. Let me know how Floyd Mayweather has impacted the sport of boxing in a positive manner. Let me know. On August 25th, 2024. Oh yeah, Reef, I ain't worried about him. I mean, he gonna choke on some fish and chips or something. I don't know. Whatever, man. He ain't gonna bust a grape. He ain't gonna do nothing. But the question is, tell me what you believe, Floyd Mayweather, how he's contributed to the sport of boxing in a positive manner. And keep everything that we've spoken about in mind when you try and articulate what he's done. Everything, because we've said a lot. We've said a lot. And mind you, we've even had legends on the show that has dealt with Floyd. And they talk about, man, Floyd could have made this atmosphere a better place, a safer place for these athletes. I'm talking about with the cheating in the sport. I'm talking about I'm pretty much talking about everything. The man had enough pull. He didn't do it.
It's because he played for the other team.
Yeah, that's my point. He's on the other side now. You couldn't cheat Floyd. You know why? He had the machine behind him. Now he's the machine. And he don't want to help nobody. Case in point, Maidana couldn't use the same gloves on him that he used on Adrian Broner. I'm convinced that Maidana's gloves was tainted, and that's why when he hit Adrian Broner, look at his face. He was like, "What the hell is this?" And then I hate to say it, but Garcia told on himself. When he grabbed those gloves and he said, "You ain't no pattern in these gloves." Didn't Garcia say, "Hey man, these are the Broner gloves"? He didn't say something to that effect, or am I mistaken? And I said, whoa. Wait a minute. What? Say it again. I said, we ain't fighting with these. Now, how did Marcos Maidana, and that was AB, when AB was next up. I watched Devin Alexander style on Marcos Maidana. I watched him go life and death with Amir Khan. Then he gets in there with AB, and that happens. Then tries to fight Floyd, and Floyd finds out there's no padding in the gloves. Now I'm like, wait, rewind. Where was Big Bro for AB? Hey, AB, check those gloves. Check those gloves. He even do that. Did it for himself. I'm gonna give y'all another, well, I ain't even gonna go there. I'll just say this. It's a lot of legends that go for self. I got mines, you gotta get yours. And they're not doing the sport of boxing any good service. And that is a sad state of affairs. That's a sad state of affairs. Where you have a legend blaming a victim. I believe AB was a victim. Can't prove it, but just like I believe Miguel Cotto was a victim. Can't prove it. Those hand wraps are gone. But I know what I saw when he zoomed in on that iPad. I said, yo, look at this. Never seen hand wraps like that. But you can't prove it. We can only go off of what Brother Nas, rest in peace, what he said. Only go off of that. We've learned nothing. Nothing. I didn't only go back in the first Cotto fight. I said, wait a minute, Kermit Citron got hit with a body shot. He was rolling on the damn floor. Never seen that. Do y'all know Margarito messed up Kermit Citron versus Miguel Cotto on the eve of the Puerto Rican Day Parade? Two Puerto Ricans fighting on the eve of the Puerto Rican Day Parade. Margarito messed that up. I firmly believe he was cheated. When Kermit was in the Strong House, he said, nah, that guy got me twice. And by the way, nobody said it was Kermit's fault. No one said that his camp was inept for not checking the damn raps. They victim blame who they want to victim blame. Like Floyd Mayweather. Floyd's been threatened by these kids. You think he want to see Tank shine? You think so? Then why is he throwing Shakur in his face now? 1 minute he said, no, Devin lost the sparring. 1 minute he says that, right? Him and Tank fall out, then the real sparring footage comes out. Surprise, surprise. And he don't know nothing. He ain't put out the 19-second one, and he ain't put out, the 90-second one, and he ain't put out the full sparring. All of a sudden, he ain't do it. When Cameron asked him, did you tell Ryan to come in overweight? He said, whatever I say now, New York State Athletic Commission, they could sue me. You know what he didn't say, ladies and gentlemen? He didn't say no. That's a simple question. Did you tell Ryan to come in 3 pounds over? Nope. Never said it. He didn't say that. He started talking about getting sued. So when you cats call him TBE, TBE of what? Of what exactly? Because it could be true. The best ever what? Because we know it ain't boxing. The best ever money generator in his era? You could say that. I'll give him that. The best ever father?
Good night.
Your baby mama found dead in the car. Unsolved mystery. Your daughter's running in the back door of rappers' homes and stabbing chicks.
Good night.
And your beef with Bill is what exactly? Your beef with Bill is that Floyd Sr. wasn't with you what Bill is to Devin.
Stupid butts.
And you compensate, you don't count your blessings. You compensate your height and your status, your stature rather. You surround yourself with a bunch of fly-by-night women. And by the way, you don't know how to pick women. You got a baby mama, not a wife. You tried to wife up, what was that woman's name? Miss Jones or Miss Jackson? And she aborted your twin. She was pregnant with your twins. And this is after you got her the BBL or whatever it is you got her. So you're not a good father. You're not a good friend. And for some reason, you're having these weird exhibitions. You're falling out with Devin Haney. You're falling out with Tank Davis and Shakur. You sending him texts talking about your good win, and he called you baby TBE, and you go, oh my God, he called me baby TBE. And you just aligned yourself with Eddie Hearn, who called you boring. I just played the audio for you. Called you boring. And now you signed with him. Boxing fans have not learned. Do you see why I talk about these guys the way I do? Do you see why I put guys like Deontay Wilder on a pedestal? Devin Haney and Bill Haney on pedestals. You see why? And when I look at the Tank fans, like, yo, what are you doing with this guy? And a lot of people say, oh no, it's just shtick. He's just selling the fight. You got to draw the line somewhere. And I'm going to reiterate it again. He's still ducking Shakur. I don't care what anyone says. Telling me that I told him to go fight. Oh yeah, Mickey Bay also, exactly. Telling me that that Tank said, yo, go fight Edwin De Los Santos and then get back to me. That's still a duck, man. Y'all remember when Eddie Hearn and AJ and company was telling Deontay to go fight Dillian White and everything else? Did we not call that a duck? Uh-oh. Wait a minute, y'all. Wait a minute, y'all. One more time. When Eddie Hearn was using Dillian White as a guard dog to get the AJ and had all these fans talking about, hey, man, Deontay should fight. He should fight Dillian White and all other people before he fights AJ. Didn't we not say, hey, man, this guy's a champion. Deontay's a champion. He shouldn't have to do anything but try and unify. Why he got to go fight around the world? Fight all those guys on Matchroom. Did we not call that a duck? Yes or no? We called it a duck. We said, nah, he's ducking, man. I don't care. I don't care what Shakur says. I mean, what Tank says. Oh, I'm telling him to go fight Edwin De Los Santos. Nah, bro. Get out of here. He beat him already. I don't care when cats are saying, hey, man, but Dillian White versus, and shout out to Artman here in chat. Dillian White, yeah, that's a good little scrap for Deontay. No, it's not. He's going to launch his head into the fifth row. And then there's going to be another excuse. The difference is Dillian White never fought Deontay. Shakur, like it or not, fought Edwin De Los Santos and beat him. So why he got to go rematch him? Why are you treating this kid why are you treating this black kid that's your contemporary like how the white fighters treat you? There was cats talking about, hey, man, Tank need to run it back with Pitbull Cruz. I'm like, no, he don't. He clearly won on my cards. Nah. He got to run it back. Run it back. Remember that? So now here you are telling Shakur to go run it back with Edwin De Los Santos. He beat him already. He beat him already. Stop it. Run it back again. Why, Tank? Now what if Edwin throws something and gets lucky? Then what? You're going to say, oh, well, that's why I ain't fight him in the first place. And see, Tank fans are cool with that. Y'all cool with the what ifs. Oh, don't worry. Tank beats everybody. All I said was what? Show me. What's the problem? He's beaten everybody so far, but there's a litness of people I want to see him beat. Or not even beat. Fight. Y'all cool with this fantasy stuff. That's what I'm saying. Y'all are not fans of the sport. Y'all are fans of that guy's lack of the grasp of the English language and his tattoos and his hair. Your favorite YouTubers are putting up clips. Which style of cornrows do you like? The gayest things I've ever seen. You guys are horrible. All I want to see is the fights. Get out of here. Stop this.
I found something I wanted.
Edwin De Los Santos is cheap. You don't want to give Shakur's first L? You's a sucker for that. That's all I got on that.
I found something that I wanted to share. This is pretty good. You know, on my channel, I have that little meme, the shitty cuz stare, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm putting this. I'm actually saving it to my own page, but I want you to take a look at this. I'm just going to share it to you. I'm going to share my screen. Where have you seen this before?
Let me know you share it. Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh no. Clarence, what's good, brother? Clarence, we're playing in the building. Salute. Wow. I hope y'all.
Where have you seen that before? Salute to Clarence. What's good, Clarence? Yeah. You see that?
That's
you see
not
that?
Photoshop, y'all. That's not Photoshop.
That's from this weekend.
Holy cow. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Do y'all remember what Floyd Mayweather said about Tank when he was asked about Lomachenko about 5 years ago? Do y'all remember what he said? He said, "We're not ducking and dodging." Yeah, I'm gonna leave this right here. We're not ducking and dodging. Loma's old. He got to fight right now. I'm gonna, Tank a star, and he gonna get 6, 7, and 8-figure, 9-figure paydays. Remember he said that? Well, Tank makes some bread, but looking at that resume at 135, and I'm not impressed. Now I'm gonna ask y'all again, with Floyd's track record, look at him and Tank now at odds. And mind you, is it that belts don't matter, or did Floyd Mayweather devalue what it is to be a champion? Think about what I said. Because you can be both. You can be both. I'm gonna say it one more time, y'all. You can be both. You could be wealthy and a champion. Floyd devalued being a champion. He's never been undisputed. He could have did whatever he wanted. He could have did whatever he wanted. I'll say it one more time. He could have did whatever he wanted to do. There was things I wanted to see him do. I wanted to see him fight. Well, he tried to fight Andre Berto, but Berto messed around and lost to Ortiz. I'll give him that. I want to see him versus Paul Williams. Didn't get that. I want to see him versus Keith Thurman. Back when Keith was one time. Didn't get that. So there's some discrepancies with him too. But look at this picture, y'all. Look at this picture. Tank running around with that thought process. He didn't even want the WBA belt. They said, "No, you taking this." Email. You taking this email. WBA contacted him directly by email and said, "You taking this belt." He said, "I don't want that ish," but he has it by email. They asked him about Lomachenko. He started talking about paydays. Right? So now him and Tank There's no peaceful break. They're in shambles. And now look at this. So when I asked y'all, would you trust an up-and-coming fighter in the care of Floyd Mayweather? Would you? Look at this picture, y'all. I don't like this. I don't like this for little homie. Because Floyd is not an OG. He's not an OG. He's not someone that you look up to at all. At all.
Very revealing. Very revealing.
Damn, this speaks volumes.
Right?
You got to send this to me, bro. God
will.
damn, this speaks volumes, man. What? Yo, do you know how crazy this is right here? Have y'all learned anything? Now, can I ask y'all a question? Am I crapping on Floyd or am I just telling the truth? When was Floyd undisputed? Never happened. And don't get me lying. Y'all can ask BFTB what he could have done to be undisputed when, you know, he was at the top of his game. I don't remember the rankings. I just remember a couple of guys that I would like to see him fight. He didn't do it. He was about raking in that money. And that's what he wanted to do. And tell the truth about him. Why is he at odds with Tank now? Why is Tank telling Shakur, don't sign with them? What does Tank know that Shakur does not know? Help me out here. You understand? Stark 7 says that's Floyd's last shining star, so hopefully he'll do right. Well, that shining star starts to see dollar signs and he figures out the business where he can move and shake on his own. Floyd will do everything in his power to get him that 1L before he's out the door. Listen, man, he's cut from the Bob Arum cloth. He's just the color of us. You dig what I'm saying? What did Bob Arum do to Manny Pacquiao on the way out? He did two things. Bob Arum killed the Bud Crawford and Pacquiao fight. He said it out loud and then blamed Bud for not making him any money. And then when Manny finally said, yeah, I'm leaving, he said, okay, no problem. Your last fight is going to be against Jeff Horn in Australia. And what happened in Australia? Got him. You're not going to re-sign? I know you're not retiring. You're not going to re-sign? Go to Australia, see what happened. Got him. Right?
Yeah, I sent it to you, Gmail.
Thank you. So he got him. Thank you. Welcome down, Ram. Yes, he got him on the way out. And this is the cloth that Floyd is cut from. See, he's smiling now. Look at that smile. He's a devil, man.
And let me say this about what Bob did. He was going to do the same thing to Bud Crawford, but the difference with Bud was Bud is good, if not great. And Bud was able to take his fate into his own hands and overcome. See, that's the other difference that nobody likes to pay attention to or give credit for. Because if you are capable in that ring, but you don't consign to the games that these people play and align yourself accordingly and stuff like that, but you keep your head low and you just go out and you perform, you do your business. There's a way to navigate the sport, but they're not going to make it easy for you. They're going to delay things and put it off, and you've heard that term, age you out and all of that kind of stuff. But when you're damn good, you're damn good. And then they can only say bad things about you and then hire the ops out here to continue to say bad things about you, to the degree that everybody be thinking negative things about you when you don't do nothing but show up and perform and go home. And see, that's another thing. People don't want to give credit for that. And like I said before, you'll look up and a certain fighter, his day will be done, and you'll be like, man, you know what? In retrospect, he really was good and this and that. No, you've been influenced to not give them their credit while they're doing what they're doing. And it comes from a lot of different places. You got people who have sold their channels out to push narratives and to speak against certain fighters. But they're never asked to do that against fighters like Triple G.
That's right.
Lomachenko. Even Teofimo.
Yeah.
They're not asked to do that. But they'll get you to do it against people who look like you.
That's right. You don't find that strange? I don't find any of that strange. Y'all don't find any of that strange. Let me go get that feel good. Let me go get that feel good. Never forget, Floyd told Andre Ward he got to run it back for Kovalev, because he felt Kovalev won that fight. You ask Floyd Mayweather, man, did you really win that first fight against Castillo? He'll tell you yes. But popular demand said run that back immediately. You ask him, did you really win that fight against Maidana the first time? He'll tell you yes. But popular demand said run it back immediately. That's what he does. And what has he spawned? The next generation right behind him was guys like Chris Colbert, guys like Keith Thurman, that was next up. Well, before Chris Colbert, Keith Thurman, who used to be one time. And then he started getting these weird ass injuries when they started mentioning Errol Spence, he started getting injured. But then when Manny Pacquiao's name was mentioned, all of a sudden his arm wasn't broke no more. You see that?
Hey, Drew, do you think that somebody can watch? I'm hoping not, because I want to remain neutral in this, but I'm just putting it out here for conversation's sake. Do you think that Shitty Cuz is going to be made aware of, like floppy gloves and tainted water and bad fruit baskets and stuff like that? Because he's going over there to Saudi. He ain't been over there. He ain't been outside of Vegas and Newark, huh? He ain't been nowhere. You know what I mean? He don't know things.
You wanna know my answer is? You wanna know what my answer to that is? I'm gonna tell you. Not even Eddie Hearn is exempt from getting that treatment. Ask Anthony Joshua what happened to him in New York.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
What? You heard me.
And check this out. Just food for thought, because I talked about this a little bit this morning. Cordina is coming up from super featherweight, 130 pounds. Yeah, been a titleist down there, and his last 3 or 4 fights, he's been struggling to make the weight. He had been talking about moving up, but now he's going to move up, and he's going to take on a guy who is not a devastating knockout puncher.
How good does Shakur have to impress? How much does he have to impress in this next upcoming fight, and why?
Well, let's just remind everybody that Matchroom, regardless if you like Hearn and his dad and their history and everything, but they put their fighters in tough.
So is it beyond the scope of reason that Shitty Cuz may not be in for the cakewalk that he may think he's in?
He's fighting a Welshman. Welshman and Irishman in the sport of boxing have a history of being some tough customers, brother.
Yeah.
Joe Calzaghe was Welsh. Yeah.
Some of those dudes you got to kill to get them up out of there. Now look.
But, oh, your words you just said. Some of those dudes you got to what?
You got to kill them to get them out of there.
Is Shakur showing us to be a killer?
Hell no.
Bring it on, bro. Bring it on.
Go! If Shakur catches him a few times and he don't go nowhere, Shakur gonna be, you gotta catch him. Shakur was in a pop shot until it's 12 and he'll win. But what does that do for his market? Because guess what, Shakur?
What's that song that DJ played in the Warriors when they were trying to get home?
There's nowhere to run to, baby. There's nowhere to hide. Shakur got to impress this fight.
Listen,
you see, Shakur,
man,
all of that stuff that they put on Devin, it's falling on you now. Told you. Pillow fist, runner. Remember they used to call Floyd gay runner? Remember that? Now Shakur. Now
listen, man. And don't forget, this is a Turkey a la Sheik deal
right.
over in Saudi. He's been putting fighters in tough fights.
I want to know who's matchmaking for Turk.
I don't know about his matchmaking, but what he's done is he's brought the promoters together. In this particular promotion, he has brought, let me get this correct. In this particular promotion, he has brought top-ranked Matchroom boxer and Queensberry together. There are fighters from each of those promotional groups on this card. Yeah.
Listen, we've seen some stuff this year, haven't we?
Yeah.
Listen, man.
And we're getting ready to see a little more stuff.
Yeah, it's not over. Listen, man, we've seen it, bro. We've seen it. And not gonna belabor the point.
My brother, Antonio MMA is out there. Salute to my brother. He's a very strong supporter of my channel. And
yes,
on my channel in the chat, he says, I think Shakur finishes Cordina. Antonio, my brother, if you learned anything from my channel, you should learn that Shakur ain't freaking finished nobody. He hasn't finished nobody. That's what the whole nexus is right here with us going in this conversation regarding him. Nobody.
We're gonna find out. And the world is watching Shakur just like how he wants it, right? That's how he wants it. He wants all eyes on him.
Listen, just like I talked about Joshua coming apart mentally after that second fight with Usyk, throwing the belts out of the ring and all of that kind of foolishness and everything, right? How did you beat me? How did you beat me? He's asking Usyk. Listen, Shakur, when he didn't win in the Olympics against Cruz, what did he do?
Cried.
He cried. Bawled like a baby. Huh? When they critiqued him on his last outing.
Yo, bro.
And showed the video of people leaving the stadium and stuff like that. What did he do? He went on like a 30-hour rant on social media. Did he not? He was in his feelings. Huh? Like a scorned lover. Huh? Yeah. Am I lying? So what is he gonna do when the night comes to and the opponent is there and he's still fighting you?
Even if he wins, he could lose, y'all. This is what we're saying. He has to be picture perfect and dominant. Because now, you know how Coach Cal says, "Oh, that spotlight is on that paint is on Tank now. Like he got to knock everybody out," which was a lie. Shakur, that spotlight's on him now. Whatever he does next now, they're gonna critique him on how he wins. Even if he's winning, they're gonna talk about how he wins.
Shakur in his 22 fights, I talked about this earlier today. In his 22 fights, he's got 10 knockouts. Okay? Cordina, in his 17 fights, 18 fights, he's got 9. Uh-oh. I smell a competitive bout that nobody seems to be kind of thinking about.
I need y'all to understand, even if he wins in a tough fight, they're gonna side-eye him because he's supposed to dog walk him. Actually, he's supposed to stop him. Now, if he doesn't stop him, if he does stop him, then he lives, he lives to fight another day and keep the media wolves on him. But I want y'all to remember this. Arturo Gatti has been a complete punching bag against superior boxers. He's lost to the greats, Floyd Mayweather, right? Who by today's standard is considered great, whatever. He lost to Oscar De La Hoya. But what did they call him? Win or lose, the blood and guts warrior. Didn't, what's his name, have a Gatti list on his god-awful boxing show? The Gatti list. I don't want to be on that list. Gatti? Get out of here. But he was the blood and guts warrior. Shakur, who barely gets touched, who's a phenomenal boxer, is called what? Boring. Think about that. But meanwhile, he want to side-eye Devin. Instead of sitting down and say, "Bill, I know this boring stuff is coming. Bill, how do I deflect all of this? Because I know it's coming." You see? You see? Now y'all deal. Shakur fans, y'all deal with it. Because we told you this was coming. But wait a minute. Have y'all not learned already? Black murderers roll, what do they say? Oh man, these guys are boring. This guy, oh my God, he's running. But you know what they beat me in the head with? Willie Pep once won a whole boxing round defensively. Not one punch thrown and nothing was landed on him, and he won the round. Now, I don't know if that's even true. But when they market Willie Pep to me, they talk about him being a defensive wizard, not a runner. I watched this live, y'all, and I said, man, I bet he gonna wish he never did this. I don't like to lose. I hate to lose. Nah. That's exactly how he sounded, y'all. You all right, Shakur? I don't like to lose. That's how he sounded. I said, poor baby. Left here, said Floyd is all talk and signed with Top Rank. Swear to God, I don't like to lose. He's gonna be drained. I'll never let that go.
Tears for fears, bro. Tears for fears.
Everybody wants to rule the world. I've used him crying in so many memes. It's crazy. It's crazy. I don't like to lose. I was like, oh man, this young man, someone get him a milk. Give him some milk. I got to get out of here, Stormy. Let them know they can find you.
Everybody find me right on YouTube. Stormy B Man is the channel. That's Stormy B Man in all caps, but no cap. Yeah.
Salute to y'all. I'll be back talking boxing in the AM. Right now, going over to my brother Comic Con's channel. We got a little face-off going on over there. Who's the better character, Deathstroke or Captain America? So
What?
Y'all can have it. Yeah. That's that's what they want. They want
to gotta show up.
Yeah, you gotta come through. You gotta come through. Comic Cons.
America is my favorite character, bro.
Yeah, man.
And not because of Chris Evans and playing him in the movies, but he helped. But that's always been my favorite character, Captain America.
Yeah, well, they got him in here with Deathstroke, so I'm gonna go over to Comic Cons, and we're gonna have this conversation. You know what I mean? And we're gonna have some fun tomorrow. Nerds on Culture. We're discussing the Conan film, Conan #1.
Yeah, we won't talk about part 2, but #1 is a cult classic. Soundtrack was awesome. You had an awesome physical specimen in Arnold Schwarzenegger playing the Barbarian. This was just a well-made film for the time that it was made, 1982, man. But an awesome film. And James Earl Jones as Thulsa Doom, my goodness.
It's a great film, great timing,
yes.
Great special effects for its time.
Yes.
Young Hollywood, Pep Talk tomorrow. Pep Talk tomorrow. Just watch out for the advertisement. Pep Talk tomorrow. And salute to everybody, the Venmo, the Zelle, the Cash App, the Super Chat. And you already know what time it is, man. So as you can see, we got some entertainment. We got some shows lined up for y'all. And I'll catch y'all on the rebound, man. Y'all stay blessed. Bronx on deck.
Move! Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.